their patients, and multi-level marketing, third parties, and for various uses such as dietary supplement, ingredients, sports and drinks, and food, and now it's being used also in skincare products as antioxidant. And I'd like to acknowledge a lot of my collaborators over the years. I don't want to name all of them, you can read their names here, but most importantly, Dr. Yokoyama at USDA and Dr. Feller at University of Mississippi, because they are the ones who started with me on the PPAR Alpha that practically jump-started all the other research works I've had with Terastilbin. And I think this is my last slide, and I'm ready for any questions you might have. No questions. Yes. Yes, sir.
The Terastilbin, does the blueberry have to be consumed raw, or does cooking it affect it in any kind of way?
I've read one study. I don't do all those cooking and quantitation, which one, but I've read one study which say even baking it, as a pure compound, it's stable at high temperature. When in blueberries at high temperature, like when you're baking it, I think I've read one paper that says it's still stable. Yes?
Do you know what the concentration of Terastilbin is in like the flesh of the berry versus the skin versus other parts of the plant, like the leaves?
I can tell you right now it's not in the pulp.
Oh, it's the skin.
It's just the skin, yes. And the study we had, actually, in one of the studies, I did not present here. I presented it yesterday, but we separated the extract, the remains after extracted, and just the whole berry skin without extraction. I have those data somewhere, but not in this talk. I can give you a reference if you're interested. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Has anyone tried to put a fluorine where on the hydrogens where the methyl groups are to see if it increases the activity?
A fluorine?
Fluorine, where it's
Oh yes, I did not talk about the synthesis of analogs, but we have a paper where we synthesize analogs of Terastilbin, and chlorine didn't help. Actually, what helped was a phosphate group. And I personally believe the phosphate, that is a prodrug. I believe it's still cleaved. The phosphate is removed after metabolized, and still the intact Terastilbin is causing the effect. But the phosphate group is the most, I would say, in vitro assay, in cell assay, it has the highest activation of PPAR alpha. Chlorine, bromine, didn't do anything. No. Yes?
As a general rule, as lipid metabolism goes up, oxidative stress also goes up. You show that
I believe that is for a PPAR gamma agonist.
That's true in general metabolism.
Right. If there, because I've read a lot of articles about PPAR gamma that does that, and it even increase sugar levels. And I am happy to say that I've already mentioned to you that it didn't affect PPAR gamma. And in fact, PPAR alpha has the effect of antioxidants. It activates the oxidative enzymes.
Right, so my question is to speculate how Terastilbin both increases lipid metabolism and decreases oxidative stress at the same time. Like those are actually...
its effect in the brain, where I showed it, is different from its effect in the liver or in the heart. So the function of PPAR alpha in the brain is not for lipid metabolism. So those are two different scenarios.
So it's interesting. Hasn't it been used in any studies on increasing the IQ, or is it because
That's going to be a hard study. I don't know how you can measure IQ of a rat. Unless we can have a good pool of human subjects. IQ is different from memory. I don't know. Are they synonymous? I don't think so. I thought I saw a hand. Yeah.
You said that only one of your samples had a very large dosage of that in the blueberry. Were you able to find what was special about that particular sample? What location?
Right, because as I said, terstilbene is a phytoalexin. It is a defense compound, and levels go up in terms of stress, and not just fungus stress. It's also altitude stress, sun radiation, soil condition. So there is no rigid study so far what different growth parameters cause the changes in, And it's not even just the growth parameters, storage conditions also can affect. Yeah. Because sometimes there may be fungus in your storage containers or whatnot. I guess everybody is happy and we can now have our dinner. Thank you. Sorry.
Thank you very much for the insightful talk. Thank you very much, Dr. Rimando, for the insightful talk. Who knew, of course, that blueberries could be beneficial to our health? Of course, Dr. Rimando knows well about that. So I'm going to make it a point to myself that I need to eat some blueberries almost every day. Hopefully that's going to improve my health. Right, so right now we're going to have our dinner buffet. So I'm going to start by asking everybody who's seated on Dr. Rimando's table to actually stand up, and you go right there. And then you make it right. Yeah, you make it right, and you're going to make a beeline, keep on turning right up until you see the double doors, and that's where the dinner is going to be served. And these doors right here are going to be open, so you're going to come through right here. The wine is going to be, and beer is going to be served on that corner right there, and the non-alcoholic beverages are going to be on that corner. So after everybody from Dr. Rimando's table has stood up, going to the place where we got dinner, so I'm going to ask people from this end right here to actually, stand up as well once we have Dr. Rimando and their team moving forward. And then we can do it in an orderly fashion, moving in that particular direction. Yeah.